Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, Reverend Ferdinand, Mr. Caswell, Sister Marcia, and to all those who are with us. Uh, I'm being cheeky. Could we call ourselves the Misfits, Marcia and Caswell?
I, I am quite happy
The
to be a misfit.
irritants,
Quite
the
happy to be a
irritants, the
yes.
irritants, but most of all, we are loyal sons and daughters, uh, all those who constitute the Barbadian public, whether here in Barbados or in the diaspora. And so we are glad for this opportunity, and I want to lend my voice and to the saying, all's well that ends
And
well,
well,
and not easy come, easy go. I can't help it. I can't help it. Might be tongue in cheek, but there's a degree of seriousness to it. I want to take this opportunity to express my own personal um, thanks to the leader of the opposition, um, Mr. Ralph Torn, QC MP, and I say that on behalf of myself and my husband and other persons who don't have this platform, but who are out there expressing their opinions, grateful opinions for what he has done. And I accept or recognize it as an open door opportunities that we have been praying for, we've been speaking out for, we have been longing for. And I have come along with a saying, I don't know if you've heard it, Pastor Ferdinand or Caswell, one blow does kill old cow.
yep, I've heard it.
You know that one?
I know it. Yes.
Well, and you know it too, Marcia, right? I don't know what it is within your Jamaican uh, parlance, but
Jerry.
one blow does kill old cow.
Well, oh,
And
Not necessarily true. I would have been dead ever since you got my election on.
you know who is the old cow. What is, I'm not saying a person is the old cow. I'm talking about a system that is the old cow. And the old cow in producing milk or quality beef. And therefore, you want to get rid of that cow, but that cow seems so tough and impenetrable, you can't get through. But if you hit that old cow properly in the same place, time and time again, consistently, and you hit that old cow in the wicked spot, you know that eventually that old cow will die. So let us, in this Martyr Week show, keep at hitting the old cow. The system that has become so tough and has established itself as immovable and that we know has become useless. And so we have got one blow in there along with the blows from this forum. And we will work together with Mr. Thorne to ensure that that system continues to be weakened and I am no DLP person, but I am committed to my country and helping, and I'm glad that we here have indicated that we're willing to share with Mr. Thorne. Um, Sometime back, I did send messages over to the DLP. You know, I was not satisfied with how education was, matters of education was presented publicly on their platforms when they went out into the public domain. And I spoke to at least two persons within the DLP to say, look, I can share information pertaining to education. I'm not an expert, but I think I have some understanding of the system. And I got no response. But I'm saying that within the DLP, the, there resides a former minister, Ronald Jones, who of education, who wrote extensively on education reform, and he's been there, done that. He might not have done everything. Um, Somebody said, old cow equal BLP political machine. The machine, the system, and even individuals. Um, we might not have been fully satisfied with the policies or the practices when Mr. Jones was the Minister of Education, but they do have someone who came through the ranks and whose writings I followed on education reform. So I do hope that they will use him. And from this forum, Marcy and Caswell and Ferdinand, we too can forward, not really to overwhelm the leader of the opposition, Mr. Thorne, but keep our fingers on the pulse and send off relevant information that will inform and deepen and widen any discussion pertinent to education. So I want to say, start on that note. I want to say also that I wanted to find out who the man was, so I went on his Facebook, nosing, and I got a feel for him, his sincerity, his his thoughtfulness, his comments on his Facebook would always be one showing appreciation or gratitude to someone, um, contextualizing it within how that person helped him. He would always have very encouraging quotations from various sources. But what grabbed me was his understanding of the scripture and how he would put appropriate verses within. He was not ashamed to put certain verses within his messages out there. And so I pick up a man that needs prayer, needs encouragement, as well as a man that we can say marked the upright man. And that's what we should do. I'm asking this group too, Marcia, with your permission and with the permission of Caswell and Reverend Ferdinand, let's not get distracted. I found that in all that was happening out there in the political arena, the recent happenings, that we were apt apt to become distracted. We can't afford to get distracted. We need to keep focused, keep our fingers on the pulse of things, and respond accordingly. And so that is why I'm here. I haven't spoken on education, um, my people, for a while. I haven't spoken on education, but I'm concerned with all that's happening. And let us start with the most recent, Marcia and Caswell and Reverend Ferdinand. I saw a clip that has been circulated. I don't know if you've got it there, with the Minister of Education. We haven't heard of for a long while. So I was asking around what's happening to the Minister of Education, what's happening with the Chief Education Officer, because we haven't been hearing them. And it seems as though that, I don't know. I don't know if I'm too late in asking for a PR consultancy as well. But everything where we're not being shouted at or yelled at or scolded or reprimanded from the parliament floor and call those names, we get PRs who come out and speak authoritatively and read from scripts on matters that the minister should be speaking on. So at health, we get what? Their PR consultant who talks about the incinerators and the issues crossed. They noticed how I pronounce that word, incinerators, not me. That's how I heard it. So we get PRs who come out and the PR consultants who come out and read a script to us. And that's not sufficient. I don't think that it's the kind of response that we need on national matters. And so we were not hearing from the chief. I don't know if she's on leave. We've not been hearing from the Minister of Education. So all the issues pertaining to what's happening at Lester Vaughn, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Caswell, because you are more out there with the union. But all that's happening at Lester Vaughn. Today I heard Alvin Babb speaking as the shop steward, the beauty representative of what's happening at Lester Vaughn. You're not hearing. You're just being advised through a PR consultant, or you are hearing through the press that this has been the response. So that's my concern. What's happening with her schools? The absenteeism, the shortened days, the environment. And then I'm hearing the minister from that clip speaking to the audit that will be conducted, that they're proposing to conduct. I do not hear any dates given when they should start, but I am hearing that there would be an audit conducted, but you have to prioritize because there's so many schools to attend to, and there'd be an looking at infrastructural improvement and audit that would enable to look at the infrastructural, identify areas for infrastructural improvement. And I am seeing that while What's it? Well, something happens. The grass grows. I can't remember that one. Sorry, it slips me. But
Ain't like
while
the grass grow, the horse starving.
yes, yes, that's it. While they are wait to conduct this audit, how many more teachers will become sick? How many more students will become sick? I'm not even I'm not even thinking about where that sickness will lead them. How many more parents will have and guardians will have their days interrupted because they have to go collect a child that they have taken to school, hoping that school will be conducted, learning will be conducted between 8:30 and 3 p.m. or thereabout. And it's not good enough. And you cannot say, and you're saying, there are a lot of schools. Listen to it. It is not a good enough explanation that there's so many schools, so you have to prioritize. Every school should be a priority. When will you get around to that school that needs your attention? How will you prioritize? What will be the criteria used to prioritize? That's not a good enough response. And we're hearing the law school, we're hearing Lester Vaughn, we are hearing all other schools, and probably some of those that are not being drawn to our attention. And I smiled when I heard the Minister of Education then talking about not only the physical infrastructural uh, improvements, but the digital infrastructure. And the horror expressed that the schools, when they were visiting the schools, some of the schools for internet connectivity, some of the schools were not properly wired and violated um, yes, somebody is saying administrative fees, hand and foot and mouth diseases are enough reason to let St. Ambrose go online. Who makes decisions? And you remember, back to this horror that was expressed. So we discovered that the electrical work was faulty. And I do know that for EduTech 2000 under the BLP government, and I was going through my notes, and I shared those notes with you so many times, that there was money set out for infrastructural work. But we heard that the work was badly done. It was shoddy. People who didn't know anything about contracting that kind of work. They did the work. But who's to be blamed? You have been in power. You have been in power since 2018. This is 2024. Do not blame COVID. Do not blame the call it what? The lost decade. Do not blame the ash dust. Do not blame these situations. Don't hide behind them. And because this is 2024 and the people have given you twice a 30-0 mandate. Therefore, you need to act quickly and don't come. I don't know if they think that these words are comforts to fools. And parents need to get out. You went out there and you voted for them. And I keep saying, not me. You went out there. Where are the parents that are sitting down? And this, we are only hearing these pronouncements at town hall meetings. I don't know if it's called town hall meetings, what they call rubbing shoulders. We're only hearing the rubbing shoulders. We're only hearing these pronouncements at constituency branch meetings. We did not, and I'm saying we know, the Barbadian public did not give you a mandate that when you want to address us on matters like these under your ministry, we are hearing it. You have then to go online and listening to a meeting, a constituency meeting, or in some cases, and I would like the Prime Minister, and I'm saying it respectfully, I would like the Prime Minister to take some time out and to share with the Barbadian public what is the Bridgetown Initiative. Marcia, do you know what it is? I've been reading it. Caswell, you're a bright, bright man. I've been researching on it. Do you know what is the Bridgetown Initiative? But I am hearing it whenever there is a UN forum, when there is a big meeting on the global stage, the international stage, about Barbados taking the lead on the Bridgetown Initiative. Tell the people what it is. I don't know. I pause to give Caswell a little chance to tell me and the public out there about this Bridgetown Initiative.
Yeah, can I just say
Don't
something?
pause, because
Right, but
That
we,
is what's about, you
I
know,
think
Marcia.
Kimar can talk to us about that. I believe Kimar had shared about that. But seriously though, guys, we have 5 more minutes of this segment because Kimar has to come in at 9.
Yes.
So we had you for half hour. So you have 5 more minutes.
Let me
And
continue on
then
that one.
Kimar has to come in, yeah. And he might be able to shed some more light on that.
Marcia,
Another
Marcia, I'm
concern
going to
of
send
mine.
you some messages
No
on your
problem.
phone right now. So read, and you can then you will decide
Go
when
ahead.
you
Yes,
when you
go
see
ahead,
them.
Miss Miss Corbin. 5 more minutes.
All right. My next concern is time lost on teaching. It may not happen at all schools, and we may not have heard how many schools were dismissed, say, early for whatever reason. But I do know that the BUT, when the announcement was made that what is known as the Common Entrance Exam, or its official title, the Barbados Secondary Schools Entrance Exam, when that date of May the 7th was announced, the BUT said that it was too soon and asked them to push back the date. No response. Business as usual. And it's not fair to our children. I call him my grandson. And I'm going to work with him during the Easter vacation and this midterm break that's coming up here Thursday and Friday. I asked him, how do you feel? Are you ready? He shrugged his shoulders and he said, well, I have to sit the exam. So if that's the day, I got to write the exam when they say I should write it. But the BUT an institution that is recognized, I hope, or used to be recognized by governments. The BUT asked to push back the date by 2 weeks. I think it was right as well. And they are saying nobody respond. Parents should be saying, look, we've lost a lot of time during COVID. We don't feel our children are ready or prepared enough, and agitate for a pushback on that date. But no response. We set the date, it must go on. And my concern also is for those children in sixth form schools. Lester Vaughn. Let us look at Lester Vaughn. Lester Vaughn is down there, is considered to be lesser than more than some of the other schools. And they are being closed so often. What chance do these children have to succeed and do well when they have to do the CSC exams? Would this have happened and go on without an immediate solution if it were at other schools?
Correct.
But where are the parents? The parents should be lining around, right where around Lester Vaughn School and saying enough is enough, but not just to protest for the sake of standing up, but asking for solutions. This is what is this? This is February, soon to be March. CHC exams start in May. These children have been missing a lot of
Tuition.
hours in the classroom. And I wonder what internet connectivity do they have. But the de facto Minister of Education, who is the PR consultant, because that's all I can say now, is sending out messages that sound sweet. Where are the parents? Where are the parents? I am lobbying for Lester Vaughn, for the teachers. Enough is enough is enough. Also, I am wondering what make up the schools we're having now midterm holiday. What make up time will you give to bring those children law school? We heard about law school, right, Caswell? Law school. And I'm sure there are others that children had to, pupils, students have to be sent home.
Yes.
What systems are you putting in place? I'm asking through this forum, what systems are you putting in place? Say probably during the Easter vacation at no cost to the parents.
Rose, you're making some great suggestions there. And this, as soon as I saw the speaker made, the minister made that statement, I said it would have been great if you were on tonight. And I'm so glad that you offered to come on to address that statement. But some of these ideas that you have, what would be great, as I was saying to you, Ms. Corbin, is whether we can get back to our education forum and begin to put some of these thoughts together, because I'm an educator as well. And I know how important it is, the CXC timetable, we can't change that. It's here. It's set externally. So we have to prepare the students to meet that. And when I heard about Lester Vaughn, I had the same concern as you, that the students wouldn't be ready. So what I want to say, I keep calling thinking Dr. Rose, but Mrs. Rose Corbin, what I would say is, can we work out some of these things again in our Saturday sessions? Can we ask people to come back on a Saturday morning at 10 and try to get our education forum? It's a
What I
non-partisan
would say,
forum
yes, but not immediately because there are other competing things right now on Saturdays.
on
But
Saturday.
what I would say that I do not want an education committee that does not look at realistic solutions. We cannot change the system. We have to do a one
Okay.
blow. I'm saying, for example, like this one, could we send a memo, whatever, um, to even say Mr. Thorne
Yeah. Well, guess what,
and
Rose?
say
Guess what,
this
Rose?
is,
Well,
see,
let's talk about a lot of those ideas. We can discuss them, and then let's see which ones we can implement because
yes.
of time and
And I
having
want immediate action.
immediate
And
action. So
I'm
let's
using this forum
let's work
for
on that. Let's
Lester
work on that.
Vaughn.
For Lester
For
Bond.
Lester
I'm
Vaughn.
gonna give you a call and let us work on that. And I have an idea regarding Lester Bond. So let's work on that and let's see if we can bring you back on Wednesday if your schedule allows, and we do another, we keep going like that and do another section, okay?
Yes,
Another
please.
session. Thank you
Thank you.
so
Good
much for
night,
coming on.
everyone. And
Thank
thank
you.
you for the opportunity here.